वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। Okay, we're gonna open Gita and recite our chapter 12, the first 6 sloks. Ready?
Page 470.
Got it? All of them? You guys got chapter 12 open? Ready? We're gonna sing one time and then you guys sing one time. Okay? So, ready? Okay. Arjunuvacha evam satatayuktaye bhaktastam paryupasase ye chapakshara avyaktam tesham ke yoga vidyamam. Shri Bhagwan uvacha maya veshamano ye mam नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया पर्योपेतस् ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरं अनिर्देशम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवं सन्नियम्येन्द्रिये ग्रामं सर्वत्र समबोधये ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तसक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवर्धित्वाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परा अनन्येनैव योगेन Mam dhyayantam upasate. Good job. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, we're gonna sing slowly with them. Okay, one more time. Go ahead.
Arjunuvacha evam satatayuktaye bhaktasvam paryupasate ye chapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittama. Vacha maya veshamano ye mam nityayukta upasate Shraddhaya parayopetas Vimeyutta Sattva Ye Tvaksharam Achintyam Cha
Avyaktam Paripasate
Sarvatra Achintyam Cha Chalam Dhruvam Vagamam Samabudhaya Ye Prabhuvanti Mameva Sarvabhutahite Rata Ekadakarastesham Kyavyakta Sakta Tetasam Dehavad Virapapyate
Yet sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya matpara anyam
Namaste Tesam.
Good job, guys. So, sixth, next week we will start the seventh. Okay, so right now we are doing 1 to 6. So, I hope you guys are revising that once a day, like in the evening prayer or in the morning prayer. I hope you, if you just say these 6 looks, it takes what, 3 minutes? Not even 3 minutes, I think 2 minutes probably. So, if you guys can spend those 2 minutes and revising these 6 looks so far every day, just take a book and revise it in the morning. If you do morning prayers, it's good to do morning prayer one time, like just a quick thanking to God, and then in the evening, if you guys do, if you have more time in the evening, then recite this in the evening one time. That's going to help you memorize this. So what our goal is to memorize this 12th chapter at least by our summer vacation starts. So by that time we should, and it is only 20 shloks, so we are already on 6th one now. So probably by summer vacation we should memorize all 20. Okay, that's our goal. Okay, let's start with our meditation. But before meditation, as I was telling you in a couple classes ago, that we have to do control of the breathing, right? When we do control of the breathing, what happens is mind stays calm, and when mind stays calm, we can do better meditation, right? So we're going to just do one time left nostril and one time right side. We will do both side one time, the control of the breathing, and then we will do 2 minutes of meditation. Okay, so again, when we go with pranayam, and again, I'm not the expert, so I'm not going to teach you, but whatever I know, I will just tell you. I'm not an expert, so don't go with me, but I will just tell you how theoretically it works, right? So we will try to do theoretically, and then we can do it practically, but it could be not totally correct. But let's start with something, right? So we will start with a quick pranayam, which what we're going to do is we're going to put we're going to put the thumb and these two, just we're not going to use the front finger, we're just going to use the thumb and the middle and the second last finger, and then we're going to put one nostril open. So right side we're going to leave it open, and we're going to breathe in and say 4 times Om, and we're not going to say it loud because it's not sounds right. So inside you will say 4 times Om, and then we're going to retain the breath by closing both the nostril, and we're going to tell 16 times Om, right? And then we're going to open the left side and take the breathing, like we're going to take the air out, and that we're going to count for 8 times, right? So this will be the right circle, and then we will do the left circle, right? So we can start. So what we're going to do is we're going to close the left one, leave the right one open, and breathe in with count of 4 ohms. Breathe in. Now close both the nostrils and count 16 ohms. Breathe out with 8 ohms. Okay, this is the one side. We're going to take the other hand, now do the opposite side, right? So this time we're going to close our right nostril and breathe from the left one and count 4 ohms while breathing, 16 ohm retaining, and then 8 ohm taking it out. Okay, after doing that, we're going to come to the meditation position. And in our mind, we will think that we are strong. We can do everything in this world by the grace of God. Slowly we're going to open our eyes. Good. Okay. We're going to go back to our chapter that we were doing. Does anybody remember what chapter we are doing?
4.
Chapter 4? Okay, awesome. Can anybody tell me what shlok we are on? That's a good question. Do anybody remember what shlok are we on?
23? No.
I want to see what shloks we did. I think we did till 29, right? The pranayam was in 29. The physical body, vital body.
Oh, yeah.
Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha. We did that on slok 28. So, what a part of chapter 4 we are on? Except Avi, anybody can tell me what part of chapter 4 we are on?
Oh, I know.
Which one?
We are on.
Oh.
4th chapter, but what is the part of 4th chapter that we are on? Anybody in there?
I told you.
I know, I asked you the question last time.
12
in the
yagnas.
12 yagnas. So we are talking about 12 yagna. What is it? It's the practice, the spirituality practices that Krishna Bhagavan is talking about, right? 12 spiritual practices. But he is talking about in form of yagnas, right? So he is talking about yagnas. And why he is talking about yagnas? Why he is not just saying that do these practices, spiritual practices? He's taking yagna as a metaphor is because at that time people used to do yagna. That's why he's just talking in the same language as they can understand, as Arjun can understand, because Arjun know how to do yagna. That's what they all used to do, right? Every day they used to put a yagna and they used to do it. So as Arjun know that language, so he's talking in the same language. So this is about 12 yagnas. So far we did how many yagnas we already discussed?
4?
5 was in one slok itself. So how many yagnas are there? We already discussed. So the first 26th was no, we started at 24th, which has 2 yagnas. 26th has 2 yagnas. 27th has another yagna, one more. 28th has 5 yagnas in it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 5, 10, and the pranayam. So we already discussed 11 yagnas, right? So one more remaining for us to discuss, and then all those 12 yagnas will be done, right? So now we will come to slok number 30th. So can you guys open slok number 30th in your Gita? So chapter 4, slok 30th. Who can sing? Anybody can take that slok? Anybody volunteer? Anybody here volunteering? Chapter 4, slok number 30th. No volunteers? Then who has to do it? Come on, then you pick up your book and do it.
Apare niyatahara
Apare niyatahara.
pranan praneshu jugati.
You guys have it? Hold on. Yeah.
That's not 31st.
No, it's like
I
hard
think
to
you know
explain,
what
but
if
it's
it
like
is? I
they-
think it's together. They
it's-
put it together.
It's one line of like the last line of 29 and the first line of 30.
Okay. So in your book it
And
might
then
be
31 is the last line of 30 and then the first. And
oh,
then
because they
just-
made 3
they-
lines.
I don't know.
In one of the shloks they made it 3 lines in your book. Okay. So I might have to explain you guys. So it is what Sean explained it
Okay, so
slowly.
it's the last line of 29 and the first line of 30 is actually slok 30.
Okay. So last line of 29th shlok. You got it? Does it start with apare?
Apare.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the last line of 29th and first line of 30th is the 30th shlok actually.
No,
But-
no,
Second line.
29 and the last line of 29 and the first line of 30 is the actual 30.
Actual 30 shlok. Okay. So we will start with the 29th shlok last line and 30 shlok first line. So if you have opened your book, Look into that. You guys got it? So 29, where it is written 29, last line, that line. Okay? 204, right? 204, guys, page number. Sanen, Shasha, you have the same book as them. Got it? So last line, read it there, and then second line is again you have to go to the next book. Okay, start again, Rana.
Apare niyatahara
Apare niyatahara
pranan praneshu juvati
pranan praneshu juhati
sarvapyeti yagnavido
sarvapyete yagnavido
yagnashapita kalmasha
yagnakshapitta kalmasha. Up together, we all will sing it together. Apare niyatahara pranan praneshu juvati sarvepyete yagnavido yagnakshapitta kalmasha. Awesome. So in 30th shlok, what they are saying that other. Now, Krishna Bhagavan always starts with shlok with other people. Like, so he's talking about different people doing different action. Not he is saying that everybody do all 12 yagnas. He said some does one yagna, some does other yagnas. So everybody does different yagnas, right? So now he's saying other again who regulates their food offer as a sacrifice to the function of sense, in the sense all these indeed are known for nor are sacrifice purified of their sin through sacrifice. Now, too much language into it, right? So let's first make it a little bit easier. So what he is actually talking about, he's talking about people who control their food. He's talking about here niyatahara, means controlling their food habits. So people do yagna by controlling their food habits. That's the literal meaning of it. So what happens is a lot of energy we actually utilize in digestion of food. Our body energy, lot of energy is utilized to digest the food and make the blood and kind of that thing, right? So what happens is digestion of food use lot of pranas. Pranas, the breathing that we were talking about in last shlok, right? So it is lot of energy of our body energies are utilized in digesting the food. Now, if we eat wrong food, wrong time, wrong amount of food, then what happens is our energy is utilized in the wrong things, right? So we get tired, or our body energy, we don't get so much energy out of it, right? So we waste so much energy if we eat wrong. So in just going and eating snacks any day, any time, right, Sean? That increases our the body energy waste happens when you're eating a lot of snacks at the wrong timing and not eating your food at right time, right food. So that's what God is saying. Some people sacrifice by controlling their food. Sacrifice, it's not that we are sacrificing something, but what we are doing is we are controlling our food by eating right food at right time, at right amount, right? Eating less food, like your mom keep on saying eat something, eat something, eat something, and you don't eat. That's wrong too. You should eat something, right? It's not that you don't eat anything and you just don't want to eat anything. So eat right amount. Do not eat too much either, because we are wasting our energy. Do not eat little less too. The things you should be eating is that keeps you light and healthy, right? Now there are some people whose focus stays on food. What's wrong in that, right? When our focus whole stays on food, what happens? That keeps remind us about that we have this body. But when you go in a spiritual level higher, you don't want to keep thinking about body. Do you want to keep thinking about your body? Then where the spirituality will go, right? We want to, in spirituality, what we say, we are not this body, and then we keep on thinking about body. How will that work, right? So what happens is you should not be thinking 24/7 about food. You eat the right thing and you just forget about it. If you eat wrong things, what's going to happen is your focus will be always on If you eat wrong food, wrong time, wrong amount, what is the what will be the impact of it? Anybody? What's going to happen? Yes, Aisha, you were saying something? Okay. So what's going to happen? I just said, what does it do? What does food do? Utilize our energy, right? So if we eat wrong food, wrong thing, what's going to happen is?
We utilize your energy.
In the bad way, right? So we waste the energy, right? We are wasting our body. And what happen if we are just focusing on food all the time? In our mind, it's 24/7.
We're the body, but
What?
we have to think about it. We can't think we're the body
all the time, right? So if we think about food, we are thinking about our body all the time. So that's not the right way of thinking, because we don't want to keep thinking 24/7. Would you like to keep thinking, oh, well, how is my body? What is my body? Or what I'm gonna eat? What I'm gonna eat? What it gonna go to? It's gonna go to our body. So you don't want to keep thinking about the body. So what's gonna happen if you eat wrong things, the energy will be waste. First of all, you want to utilize your energy in the right way, right? Not to waste it. So it's very important that people who do these kind of yagna, who eat always healthy. Now people who do a lot of yogas and meditation, they should be eating the right food, because then what happen is their mind get calm. If you eat wrong food, you cannot stabilize your mind either, right? So eating food will impact your body and also your thought process. So wrong food should not be eaten at wrong time with wrong amount. So there is 3 things you have to remember in food. You cannot eat wrong food at wrong time and with wrong amount, right? So those 3 things. Now in the shlok, if we go a little bit higher than just thinking about food, that digestion part, but what happens is at the higher level, food is not just eating food, but it also represent all the 5 senses that giving us intake, right? So we just don't intake food. What else we intake from outside? What other things that we intake from outside? It's not just we eat food, right? There are so many things that we intake from outside. What else do we intake? Water. Yeah, what else? Air. What else? I already gave a little bit hint in my previous sentence. What other things from outside environment we take in? What are the other things on our body? Anybody here? What are the other things that we take? Just don't think about like eating, otherwise you're gonna get stuck. So think about other things.
Like technology?
Technology? Technology, not, we don't intake that, but sound? Yes. Ear takes the sound in. What else? Come on, now you sort of open the whole 9 yards. See things. You see things and you intake the things that you are seeing. What else?
You smell things.
You smell things. Yeah, 5 senses, right? That's also intake, right? You are intaking all these things also in your body, not just eating food, right? So now control of food also can be used as not taking wrong vision, not taking wrong things, not hear wrong things, bad things, right? Not see bad things, not touch bad things, not smell bad things. Like, it's so many things, right? So you have to control the whole thing to make not think about your body a lot, right? So that's another thing, way to look at it, that how to control it. So we always think that controlling an intake of food, we should not limit to it. We should go to the next level of thinking that all these senses also make us take in things, right? So control of all those things is also important, right? So now so what have we said? That everything that keep you healthy and light, that's what you should be doing. So if you watch a very scary movie that's going to give you dreams for next 10 nights, do you have to watch that thing that's going to make you worry all the time? You should not be watching that thing, right? If somebody says so many bad things about you, do you want to go and hear those bad things? Why would you want to hear those bad things, right? If people are saying bad things, let them say, let them enjoy. What's wrong in that? Let them say it, but I don't want to know, right? So that's same way. People say a lot of good things about you, and you go and listen to that, and you will be like, oh, I'm so good, right? And then you start getting proud about yourself, and you start showing off. Is that a good thing also? No. So praise and criticism, it's not always good. Like if your teacher is giving you feedback, yeah, listen to it, right? You're going to improve by that. But if your friend is saying that how bad you look, don't listen to those things, right? It doesn't matter, right? And if the friend come and say, oh, you look so pretty, and then you are like, I'm so good, that doesn't work either, right? So you have to think about it, not to listen to those things. That doesn't matter to you. It doesn't matter anyways, right? So that's how you handle that part, right? Okay. So now it says that we talk about that, and then why are these 12 practices? That there's so many practices, right? He explained all these 12 practices, but he said not just these 12, but many others are mentioned in Vedas, right? In our Vedas, it's not just these 12 given. Krishna Bhagavan just gave an example of these 12 practices, but then he's saying in the second line that there are many other practices are given in Vedas, but what are these used for? Do we have to practice all of them? Do we have to practice one, or one is superior to the other one? Which should I practice first? Should I do tapa? Tapa means, you remember we did the tapa yoga, means I do fasting, and I do not eat for a day, or I don't drink water on certain days, or I don't eat food on certain days. Should I do that tapa, or should I worship God, or should I do swadhyaya? Swadhyaya was one of the tapa, right? Or should I do Gyan Yoga, or should I do Yagna, like actual Yagna? Which one should I do, right? The question comes. So Krishna Bhagavan is saying there are many. I just gave you 12, but there are many. But all these, one, you should be practicing at least some of it. That's what Krishna Bhagavan is saying. Follow one of them. What does it do? Why do we have to follow one? Because what it does, it makes purify yourself, right? It makes purify yourself. So let's say I just do Swadhyaya. I just want to chant mantra and recite mantra in the morning, recite mantra in the evening. What does it help me do? What it helps you do is it clarifies, cleanse yourself, right? So why is Krishna Bhagavan showing all these practices? Telling you that these gonna help you purify yourself, right? So do one of these practices that you need to do. So there is so many impurities in the world, right? We actually get sucked with the worldly pleasures and everything. So how can we come out? By doing one of these yogas. It's not going to give you enlightenment, but what it's going to do, you prepare you to get to that path that you can go, right? So to prepare yourself, what you want to do is you want to practice one of these yagna. That's what Krishna Bhagavan is saying for you. It's for purification of mind, right? Okay, we're going to do the next shloka then. Now we're going to do 31. Because you crack that code for everybody, which line goes which, so it's better you read the other one too. Okay, so now again it's going to go 30th, last line, and 31st, right?
And then there's only one line in 31st.
Okay, so that they actually made it better after this. Okay, so you guys got that? So 31st slok we are doing, but you have to read the last line of 30th. Swara, you want to open the book, Raja? Anybody else wants to read it, or are you good if Sean reads the slok? You guys are good? Okay. You guys are good? Okay. Everybody has a book in their hand? Let's go.
Yagna Shishtamrita Bhujo
Yagna Shreshtamrita Bhujo
Yanti Brahma Sanatanam
Yanti Brahma Sanatana
Nayam Lokosya Ayanyasya
Nyayam Lokostyagnyasya
Kutonya Kuru Sattama
Krutonya Kuru Saptama. Together, everybody. Yagna Sheshtamrita Bhujo Yanti Brahma Sanatana Nyayam Lokastayagnyasya Krutonya Kuru Saptama. Okay, now what he says that yogis who enjoy the nectar that has been left over after performing of the sacrifice attain the eternal Brahma. To the man who does not offer sacrifice, even this world is not happy. How then can be in the other world? Right? So again, it's like a shlok kind of translation, which is always very, we cannot understand. So let's make it what literal meaning it says that. The one who performs Vedic ritual, any spiritual practices, one who performs, and then the food that come out of that ritual, if somebody eat that food, that person is ready for getting Brahman, right? So the highest Brahman, they can attain the highest Brahman who's going to take the food out of this ritual practices that we are given. If we really want to understand in sense of our day-to-day activity, so when we do puja and the prasad that come out of puja, if we take that prasad, then we are ready to get to attend this highest Brahman. That's what the shlok says. Now it also says that those who do not take this offering, they are not happy in this world. What to say about anything else? Right? So in this world also they are not happy. Now this is the literal shlok to word meaning of the shlok. But what is God trying to say? We need to understand that part too, right? Is he just saying that you should be doing puja every day and do the prasad and eat the prasad and that's how you're going to get purified? He's not mentioning that. He's actually trying to talk to you about certain things that you should be doing, right? So he talks about 12 yagna. He does not just talk about the puja and getting the prasad. He's not talking about that, right? He talked about different 12 yagnas, and then he said after doing those yagnas, those practices which admit everybody. Naja, can you do admit by itself? Amen. Okay, thank you. Okay. So that's what it's saying. So what it's mean by that, a person who lives moral, ethical and spiritual, the spiritual disciplined life, those people are ready to attain Brahman, means attain enlightenment or attain freedom, right? That's what he's trying to say here, right? So anybody who follows any ritual disciplines, which moral, ethical, religious discipline, those are the people who's going to are ready to get to enlightenment. This is the basic thing that somebody will need. Now what it is, like, people say, oh, what kind of freedom you are talking about, right? Oh, I'm free, I don't follow any discipline, I don't follow anything, I sleep anytime whenever I want to sleep, I wake up anytime, I don't have a specific time of doing any worship. I don't have a specific time to eat food. That's more freedom than what you are talking about. So why are you saying about freedom? Like, think about this. So you can wake up anytime, that's what you are considering as freedom, right? That's my freedom. Like, I don't have, let's say if I don't have to do any studies, any homework, then I will do whatever I want to do. That's the freedom. That kind of freedom I need. I don't want any of these spiritual freedom, right? So what's happening in that case? When you are not following any discipline and you say whatever I want to do, that's the freedom, then you are not free. What you are servant, or you are a prisoner of your senses. You are not free. You're prisoner of your senses. How? My senses love to sleep long hours and I enjoy that. So my senses are controlling my mind, and my mind is saying, oh, I love sleeping all day long and all night, so I'm going to go to sleep. So myself, who I am servant of? My senses, because my senses says this is what they enjoy, so I'm going to enjoy that. Are you free? You're not free, right? Are you free with that thought that, oh, my senses will control me? Oh, my senses says, I love this food. I'm going to eat so much. Today I will finish all 12 donuts at one time. My senses love it, right? And I do it. Then what happens?
You won't control food. You'll waste your energy.
You waste your energy. Your body will get sick by eating 12 donuts at one time, right? What happened is that you are prisoner of your senses. You are not free, right? What we are talking about being free is we want to control our senses. That's how we will going to be free. So I'm going to wake up this time. I'm going to eat this much food. I'm not going to do. So following a discipline makes you free rather than makes you confined, right? Remember that. So sometimes we make the definition of freedom is like, oh, freedom is whenever I want to watch a show, I should watch a show. Whenever I want to sleep, I should sleep. Whenever I want my friend to come over, my friend should come over. That's the freedom. That's not the freedom. Actually you are in prison with your senses. That's the problem where that it is, right? So what we talk about when we talk about that's the free, but it is not. Now the senses gives you desire, and then desire, when it is not fulfilled, what happened? When desires are not fulfilled, what happened? Unfulfilled desire goes to anger, and fulfilled desire goes to what happened when the desires are fulfilled?
Temporary happiness.
Temporary happiness, but what goes next? Greediness. Yeah, greediness comes, right? Then the problem is both sides. Desire fulfilled or unfulfilled. There is a problem there, right? So before now God says also in the next line that the people who don't do that, means who don't follow this discipline or follow a ritual or follow a path, what happens to them? They are not happy in this world. What does that mean? They are not happy in this world means if I wake up in the right time, eat right food, am I happy in this world? That's what he mentioned right here. Now usually before people used to say the kids who have good IQ are really good, right? People there is an IQ test. How many of you have taken an IQ test? I hope none of them. Good. Don't take it. So they used to say that IQ test, if the success was monitored with the IQ test. If your IQ is really good, then you are more successful, which the theory got they said that it's no longer the theory. The people started with a new word, emotional intelligence. The people who are more emotional intelligent, they are more successful, right? There is a person who wrote the book, what's his name? Daniel Goleman, who wrote Emotional Intelligence, a whole book. But before we talk about emotional intelligence, I want to tell you that there was an experiment done in 1960. They did a marshmallow experiment. And in that, what they did is they took a marshmallow, they took 4-year-old kid, and I think probably you might be seeing this test going on video also on TikTok also nowadays. But it was in 1960 when there was no video taken. but they did that experiment. Walter Mischel did that experiment in 1960. So what he did is he took a 4-year-old kid, like many 4-year-old, and they put a marshmallow in front of them and say that, this marshmallow is here. If you wait, when I come back, I will give you the second one if you don't eat this one. If you eat this one, you will not get the second one, right? So he said, okay, I'm leaving it in front of you. They made him sit there and they left. And they said that, hey, if you don't eat it, you will get second one. If you eat it, you will only get this one and you will not get the second one. So some of the kids were not able to resist. They kept on watching the door and nobody came after a minute. Even if you wait for a minute in front of a marshmallow for so long, it looks like 10 minutes, right? 10-15 minutes. So some kids couldn't control and they ate that marshmallow. And some kids could control. Some kids ate after half a minute waiting, right? They just kept looking at it. And some kids were able to wait all the time and made sure that the person came back and got the 2 marshmallow and then ate those 2, right? So after 14 years, they went back and looked at the kids. The kids were now 18 years old and they were going to college and everything. So what their study says that kids did better who restrained themselves, not eating the marshmallow till somebody came and gave the direction. They were more successful in their life to in the studies as well as in their life, which the kids that ate were less successful than the kids who did not eat and restrain. Yes.
How does like eating a marshmallow relate to like your whole life?
That's what I'm gonna explain you. What happens is, it's not about eating the marshmallow. It's about controlling your emotions and controlling your senses. That helps you being a successful. So emotional intelligence is actually, I'm going to talk about it a little bit because it's very important for us to understand when I tell you controlling senses, it's not that, oh, I don't want to watch this show. It's more than that, right? It's not about your emotions is not only watching a show, right? It's more in life that comes thrown on you. So if you look at it, emotional intelligence are divided into 5 different parts. This guy who did the survey, he said that first is self-awareness, second is self-restraint, regulation means self-restraint, third point is motivation, fourth is empathy, and the fifth is social skills. That's how he divided emotional intelligence. So people who are more emotionally intelligent, they are more successful. Now, if you look at it, what we are talking about with this marshmallow experiment is the second point, self-regulating. Like people who can discipline themselves are more successful. That 4-year-old kid who did not eat marshmallow, what did he do? He disciplined himself, not eating, right? He disciplined to wait that I'm not going to eat this marshmallow. I'm going to be disciplined myself, right? So he disciplined himself not to eat. In the life, if you discipline yourself on doing certain things at the right time for the right reason, then you are more successful than falling into a trap of doing things that your senses likes to do. Got it? Yes.
There are only 4 though, so like they can change.
I know.
So how's the experiment?
But that's how early on you start controlling yourself. That helps all through the life.
The experiment doesn't make sense when you're doing it on a 4-year-old.
That's what I'm saying. It starts so early on. That's what it is. The habit starts when you're 4-year-old. That's why it's so important for us to learn these things very early on when we are a kid, right? So what I was saying, so how you have an ability to control yourself, how much you have it, it's very important. So just to take a emotional intelligence way of thinking and think about these scenarios that I'm going to give you. Okay, we're going to play a game here a little bit quickly so that you can feel what I'm trying to say with an example, right? So self-awareness, you should know the feeling, how you are feeling, right? That comes self-awareness. So you guys listen to this too, right? Okay, so self-awareness, you need to know the feeling. So the scenario that I'm going to give you, you need to tell me, if you are the person who is facing this scenario, how would you feel, right? And then we will discuss about, if the feeling is that, what actions comes in your mind when you feel like that. Like, let's say if you're feeling very excited and very happy, what do you do? What your mind thinks, and would you like to do? If you're feeling very angry, what your mind thinks to do? What do you want to do in this anger, right? So let's discuss that thing, and then you guys tell me what would you like to do, and then we will discuss about what happens if we want to control that emotion, and how would we react to it, right? You guys ready about that? Okay, so this is an open thing. What we're going to do is, so that everybody can participate, I will just throw that scenario to all of you guys, and you guys raise. You can unmute your phone so that you can, give the answer right away. So if there is a scenario that there is let's say two, my friend was wearing very pretty dress, right? She was wearing very, very pretty dress, and it was beautiful, and I saw that in a store, and I wanted it so much, but she got it and she is wearing it, right? What kind of feeling you feel at that time when what you want, somebody else have it? What does that feeling looks like? Jealousy, yes. So with jealousy, what would you like to do at that time? What would you feel to do? What action would you take if it is jealousy feeling coming to you? Right? When you feel jealous, what do you feel like inside? What do you want to do? Anybody? Come on, we all feel jealous. Once we all feel jealous. It's not a feeling that, oh, I am jealousy prone, I never feel jealous. That doesn't happen, right? Everybody in the life might have feel jealous, right? So what would you like to feel at that time? What would you like to do at that time? Yes.
I'll buy something better.
You buy something better, right? You want to take revenge. That's what it is, right? Okay, so the revenge feeling comes to you, right? With jealousy. What else? What else comes? Right? Sean, come on. What do you feel when you are jealous? You get angry, yes. You are like, how did they got it and I did not, right? That happens very easily. That's our emotions. That's gonna come, right? Now, with these negative emotions that come to you, right, all the time, that's gonna come when you feel jealous. So then what happens when you are in a negative mood? What happens to your surrounding? What happens to you and your surrounding? Anybody here? It feels bad, right? Does that feeling goes bad, like it goes very negative? Surrounding gets negative, and we don't like that feeling at all. Do you like being jealous? Nobody likes it. It's right. It's a bad feeling, right? So now at this point, what happens is, how did we feel jealous? Because why did we feel jealous? Yeah, because what happened? There was a desire there, right? That I wanted this. There was a desire, and there was senses involved in it, and we gave in to senses because senses wanted it. That's why mind wanted it, and mind wanted it, so I wanted it, right? Everything came into that whole one thing, right? Now let's go to the foundation of it, right? Because where did it started?
From
desire. Senses, right? Senses gave the feedback, and the desire was born, right? So it started with senses. Now go back and take your senses in control and say, hey, she got it, she is looking good, the dress was, she got it, so it's okay, I will get something else, right? As soon as that jealousy starts coming up, if we start our mind and change the thought and make our senses in control and say that what? I will get another one, that's okay. What happens then? What did we say? The anger. What? What else? The anger, the revenge feeling, right? All these negative thoughts went in away, right? If a player play better than you, what happens, Sean, to you?
Yeah.
Is that a jealous feeling? Little bit, right? So what do? You get angry, right? So how can you stop that anger? What should you think to stop that negative thing? What? I will practice more to get better. Simple, right? And if you put your energy to that thought rather than thinking that how did he got all these things, what happened is you put your energy to the positive rather than wasting your energy, right? Yes, yes, sure. So that's one scenario, right? Anybody from here? Did you guys get that point? How to change it, right? Okay, one more. Let's say you were supposed to get A in your test that you did, right? And what happened when you got the report back? You got C.
Sad.
Now what would you do? What happened? What feeling did you get?
Disappointment.
Disappointment, yes. What do you say, online people? What kind of feeling is that?
Sad or something?
Yeah, sadness.
Sadness, yes. Yeah, very sad, right? What else?
Well, I'll be fine. I'll just have to hide it from my parents.
Still, okay, so this is what you will
Anger.
feel like? Angry, right? Right? Okay. So you put all these things, and what's going to happen again? Whole scenario is negative everywhere, right? Sad, negative everywhere, right? Now what happens in this case? You got, you know what, where you should put your mind into.
Like how you can improve.
How you can improve, rather than thinking about to hide with my parents or to get angry or to go to a teacher and say that why did I get C, or my friend got A and I did the same answer as my friend, I should get A too, right? Rather than putting your energy into it, it's better to apply to it. And let's do the last scenario. Now in this scenario, I got A in a test, right? Me and my friend were walking, and then we both saw the scorecard at the same time. It came online on my phone, and I saw I got A. And she did not sounded excited when she opened her scorecard, right? And then I said, oh yay, I got A. I'm so excited. This is the one I wanted A, and wow, it's so good. Yay, I'm gonna be like, I'm the best. I'm so smart. And I got it, Nobody is smarter than me in this world. Okay, now what happened here? What did you do here? First of all, what is your feeling? What is your feeling? Excitement, happy, right? Enthusiastic. You are so happy. You worked so hard, right? You should be happy. You deserve to be happy, right? But then, what did your friend was thinking at that time? What was your
Dare she?
Dare she, right? And she was sad, right? Now, what did you do with her sadness? Did you try to elevate her sadness or decrease her sadness?
Elevate. Oh wait, no, you did
Elevate,
decreased
elevate.
it. You tried to. No, that's.
You try to elevate
Elevated
it.
it.
I mean, you don't
You
try to
tried
elevate it, but you do.
Oh yeah, I thought she
Yeah.
said happiness. Yeah.
No, you try to elevate her sadness, right? Right. So this is what happens when sometimes we unknowingly made somebody sadden, right? Yes.
But like technically, she's not trying to elevate the sound.
Yeah, you don't like.
It's on
You are
purpose.
not. You are
You
not.
still do.
Yeah. So that's where I'm coming to, right? And that's where I'm coming. When emotional intelligence comes, what happens is you don't get self-awareness of what you are feeling, but what you do is you should be aware of what other person is feeling next to you also. And when you make your decisions by taking other people's feeling into consideration and your feeling into consideration, if I'm angry, I will not make any decision, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bad decision, right? So make sure I don't make a decision when I'm really angry, wait for 20-30 minutes and then start thinking about it again. Then I will make the right decision. So no decision making when I'm angry, right? It could be some people, when they are very excited, they make wrong decisions, right? It could be whatever your own energy says, right? So you guys have to make sure that you understand this part, that I want to make sure that am I being taking myself, my awareness, my feeling into consideration, and am I getting other people's feeling into consideration while making my decision. So that's emotional intelligence. People are more successful by being more emotional intelligent than being intelligent, right? So that's the difference. So your social skills becomes better and better because you are considering your feeling as well as other people's feeling when you are making, even at workplace, even at your school, even in spirituality, all three areas. That's why people are not happy, right? God says that they are not even happy in this world if you guys don't have any discipline in your emotions, right? In your senses, if you don't put discipline, right? So I want you to make a discipline, at least reading this 12th chapter 6 looks every morning and every evening to try to memorize it, right? That's a discipline, spiritual discipline, right? Doing your homework is your school discipline. It is the worldly discipline that you have to do, right? Waking up on time to go to school, that's your worldly discipline that you have to make, right? Eating right food is your bodily discipline that you have to do, right? So that's how you need to make sure that you live a ethical, moral and religious disciplined life, right? Good. Okay, let's close it. Yes.
So is emotional intelligence basically trying to find like a better solution to
Negative. Yes. That's how it is. Okay, let's close in. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamshachanurmardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Krishna Arpanamastu. Then you can turn it off.